Hey everyone, welcome back to the backlog. We're playing Her Story. I think this is going to be the final episode. We have no idea, but let's go.
So let's start with all that difference and stuff. Do you need me to do that card again? Could the hairs have come from somewhere else? I mean, could they... We have a lot of dolls in the attic. There's a Rapunzel doll with long blonde hair. Could they have come from there?
Ludwig. Okay, what was the one I just said I wanted to do? Don't remember, but reflections give us something.
Yes. The first time we saw each other, it was strange. We both realised at the same moment, I think. We must have seen each other before, but there was this instant when we first realised it wasn't a reflection. The reflection was staring back. I think I was 5. It was my birthday. My reflection was wearing a party hat and waving. I knew what party hats were from books. And it suddenly occurred to me, today must be my birthday. I waved back and we just spent ages waving at each other and copying each other's movements.
Okay.
Mother wanted me to grow my hair long, but I kept cutting it myself. I wanted to look like my reflection. She always had short hair when she was little. Mother would hide the scissors, but I would find a way. Cut it with a bread knife, something like that.
What's the triggering factor here? Is it just
leave her house
she flips
and
personalities?
go on adventures, but...
Or like a traumatic thing happens and she switches?
Mother taught me at
Or is it
home,
like safety?
and I had books and TV. TV was
We never
magical.
searched mother. We searched
But it was
mom.
only on when it wanted to be, so
What
I
did
spent a lot of time
mother
reading
and father, maybe?
books. I wanted to see my reflection. I thought that if I touched her, something would happen. We would become one. One girl. The fairy tale was over, the witch was dead, and I'd be restored to my rightful place.
Okay. Hospital. There we go.
Ask the hospital.
Well, thanks for that.
I don't see how it's hard. We've established I was in Glasgow when he was killed. You've spoken with the hospital?
Hospital records must not exist because that's not coming through. I don't know if 84 is important. I don't think it is. Diane, we already know that's Eric's wife. Phone call.
I guess you could call it that, but we were both happy to get married. It was a beautiful wedding. We had our first dance to Come Back and Stay. I'm not sure if that's a good wedding song, but I loved it. I chose it.
Okay.
It was genuinely our first dance.
So-
We'd never danced together before. It was probably awful to watch, but
With the date
I enjoyed
being
it.
in
It felt
2018,
like it was just me and Simon for that moment. Just
is
the
this
two
a
of us.
I came back to look at the footage of myself
I would have been a good mother.
I'm confused what
I
we're
was
doing
young, but
other than
I would have been a good mother.
looking at evidence.
She was a girl, by the way, the baby. We were going to call her Sarah.
Ooh, Sarah.
Simon wanted to call her Ava after his nana,
Ava.
but I didn't want her to have a symmetrical name. A mobile phone? Yeah. Well, they have one for the Glaziers, but it's only for
Glaziers.
work.
We still never looked at Glaziers.
I can't remember the number.
8675309.
Oh, it's in the kitchen. I saw it plugged into its charging cradle.
Okay, a few more pieces. A few more pieces of the puzzle.
Well, we met when we were 17, both working at the Glaziers.
Wait.
No. Everyone loved Simon. He's a Glazier. He doesn't have much money. I mean, I don't know.
When you both worked at the Glaziers? I don't recall that happening. You worked at... I'm starting to think Simon doesn't exist. I'm starting to think Simon doesn't exist.
Okay.
We got to do Ava and Sarah as well.
There's a girl and she's staring out of the window. She's sad. She's trapped. She's here. She's looking out the window because her mother won't let her out. Well, she wasn't my real mother, but she raised me. Do you want to hear the story?
Yes.
It's a real life fairy tale. Yes, I read a lot as a child and watched lots of TV. Then the doll's house we had, we still had
Attic.
in the
Never
attic.
search the attic.
It's kind of a fairy castle. We used to play out there and make up our own stories.
And Eve lived in the attic because she was... Hang on, what did I just get? I got an achievement. 50% of the database. Holy crap, there's still so much more.
Yes, I read a lot as
Yep, we already read that. Watch that one.
and the Glaziers. I worked there some weekends and someone had a part-time
So I
job
guess this
there
is
too.
not the final episode.
That was Eric's generosity. He was always good at helping out other people's children. Simon was quiet, more thoughtful than the other boys. Even then, he had a sense of craftsmanship. Wasn't always rushing stuff. Boys that age are just running around like headless chickens most of the time. You know? Plus, he had that look. He looked like a fairy tale prince from one of my books. Simon never cheated on me. He was devoted to me, and I was devoted to him.
There's a pigeon on my patio
We were good to each
making
other.
so much noise right now. I hope it's
Life
not
is
coming through the recording.
You do what you can. Fairy tales. Stories about lost princesses,
Prince and Princess could be a good
witches.
one. Witch.
magical mirrors, and lost children. So you see, even before I knew the truth, I'd found it in those stories. Let me see. Yes. I drove in here because I remember well, I went over the river. And then there was a church.
Close drinking.
There. Yeah. And I probably parked. Well, I remember seeing a street sign called Princess Street.
Princess
Yeah,
Street.
there it is. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it must be this one. There.
By a church. Princess Street.
I don't know if anyone really changes. You just become more yourself. Simon was my prince, and that hasn't changed. Okay, you got me. I'll confess. We were there.
Where?
It was a dirty weekend. Simon was going to expense it, pretend it was a business trip. I used a made-up name. We stayed at the hotel, had room service, didn't leave the room. Had a
Hotel.
great view of the river, and you could hear the church bells.
River.
Like you said, it was very romantic.
Was maybe that about Rome? Did I ever search Rome? No. Hotel. Ooh, okay.
And the hotel said he was there?
Okay. What do we got left on my list of holy crap stuff written down like a madman here? The watch. I want to check on that watch. What happened with the watch? Okay, and apparently not much. Time.
A long time. We got married when I was 17. Childhood sweethearts. Something like that. Are you married, detective?
Detective.
No, it's okay. The other detective has just gone to get me one. Must think it's very cool that their dad is a police detective.
Never checked on Sarah. Okay, I was the only one. How about Ava? Oh, only one. Okay, that's just about the beard. Parents. We love
Yes.
parents.
I inherited it from my parents, so it made sense to move back. Me and Simon. Felt like going back to old ways before the pregnancy. Reminded me of being a girl, a dollhouse in the attic.
Oh,
old
attic.
things. We didn't sleep in my parents' bedroom for a long time. We decorated it as soon as we moved in, but it was another year before we started sleeping there.
Police sirens. They're coming to get her.
I parked up on the street. It was busy, so I parked down the end of the road. I walked up to the house. I knocked on the door. No answer. I took my keys out of my bag, unlocked the door.
You could tell it was
The main
unlocked.
lock was unlocked.
Yeah.
I could tell because the key wouldn't turn when I tried to turn it to the left. I walked in. Simon's coat wasn't on the peg. I couldn't see his shoes on the shoe rack. I shouted out for him. I walked straight into the kitchen. He usually sits in there to have a cup of tea and read his paper.
God, it was
He
cold.
wasn't there. I touched the kettle. It was cold. I looked quickly into the living room. Nothing. I walked upstairs to the bedroom. He wasn't there. I didn't search for him because it was pretty clear he wasn't there. Then I had a shower. Whilst I was in the shower, the phone rang. I think it was Eric, his boss. I didn't answer it. Then I came out and I was just exhausted. So I lay down on the bed and I fell asleep, but I didn't mean to. I woke up a couple of hours later and I was surprised to see no one in the bed next to me. And then I remembered where I was and what had happened. That's when Eric called again. I spoke to him. Then I called Simon's parents. And then I decided to come and see you.
Doug and Eleanor are science parents. Kettle is cold. Shower. Just looking for any shoe rack. Coat. Okay, all those seem taken care of. Attic.
I'm not
Dollhouse,
sure
too.
where the dollhouse came from. I don't know if it was given to them or they inherited it. I mean, they wouldn't have had the money to buy it. It was so huge. It must have been taken up to the attic in parts and then reassembled up there. It's a beautiful thing. Wallpaper to scale, little furniture, the lights work, mirrors, beds, big duvets and pillows. We spent hours and hours playing in it, invented all these characters
And
and
Eve.
families who lived there. We wrote paperwork for them all, passports, diaries, and gave them all really elaborate stories. Once,
Murdered people.
a moth got trapped in there. We'd left a light on. It was making the most horrendous noise. We tried to kill it, but it was tough. We ended up crushing it under a copy of the Arabian Nights.
Okay, there's one more. That's all the entries on the attic and dollhouse.
The legal stuff was completed very quickly. Hannah moved back in with Simon. Eric gave Simon the week off to help with the move. He decorated, modernised wallpaper, curtains. Hannah insists the attic be left as it was. Dollhouse.
Okay,
and
so
all.
this is when they moved back into their
Simon
parents.
never went up there.
I'm starting to think Simon doesn't exist. I still think Doug and Eleanor, they're... What is happening? What is happening? Are you chit-chatting me? I'll hang a bit later. SB. Shouldn't check the game name.
Her story is that she'd waited for him to come back. She put on my wig, some of my clothes, pretended to be me. They talked. She'd enjoyed being me. He said he wanted to be with me. Then he took out a present, another mirror, just like the one he'd given her earlier. That unique present. She went crazy, smashed the mirror. They argued, screamed.
Slit his
He
throat.
hit her. So she grabbed a piece of the mirror and just swung it round. She cut his throat clean open. She'd only meant to scare him off.
Okay, so definitely killed Simon. Okay.
What did your wife do? She didn't kill you. You think I killed Simon because he was having an affair? Well, I didn't kill him. I wasn't even there.
Yeah, you were. You
I was
literally
in
just admitted that.
Glasgow worrying about whether my baby was still growing inside me. I
You
mean,
weren't
why would I kill Simon? I loved him. I mean, what if they were crazy? You hear about these crazy people all the time. I mean, why would anyone who knew Simon want to kill him?
Awful lot of the database we got, friends. Do we have what we need? I think we have, like, she literally just admitted to it. What do you think we should do? I think I'm gonna say yeah. Oh my god! Oh my god! Holy shit! I didn't even think she threw up in the recording because she was pregnant again. What is going on? So I don't understand because it's like a mental disorder, but do I understand because that means I still don't understand why she did it. Like, she was upset that he gave her another mirror thinking it was a different person, but it was the same person. So he knew about Eve. Because they said that they had the conversation about it. Simon knew about Eve and Hannah. So maybe he was giving them gifts when they portrayed themselves as the other to make it work, but then she was pretending to be Eve because she was wearing the wig and gave her a gift. It was the same one that Hannah had already gotten, so she just got like the same gift, and that's caused her to kill him. Just
A black coffee, thanks. No sugar. Sweet enough as it is.
oh yeah, you're a kidder. Just talking about murdering your husband.
It was a present to myself. I shouldn't even be drinking coffee with the baby. It's been hard trying to give it up. I think they say you can have 1 cup.
Okay, so she's the miscarriage was way in the past because she said she was like 17 when she had the miscarriage, or 15 when she had the miscarriage. Because she said it was the first time she went against the rules to have sex. So the person we are is in these videos she's pregnant.
Yes. I thought about telling Hannah. I felt guilty after the kiss. But then it began to feel like this was the way it should be. Sharing, like we had before. He never mentioned her to me. There was the Simon with me and the Simon with her. It was almost like it was a different Simon. But
So we already established that Simon knew about the two. Was this he started to want Eve more than he wanted Hannah? And Hannah got jealous of Eve and killed Simon out of that? Because Hannah killed Simon and she pretended to be Eve when she did it because she was wearing the wig, which was Eve's wig. And maybe it was...
Really? You're going to ask me about
Eve?
my sex life? I mean, isn't that private?
Did quote-unquote Eve have sex with Simon, and that was what led to the baby?
Are you married?
Obviously,
How was
Hannah
your sex
found
life?
out. Maybe.
It lasted about 6 months. I tried to carry on, but everything was different. Hannah insisted I not pretend to be her around Simon, let alone sleep with him. We didn't share him like the others. The rules had changed. Me living in the attic had become weird, in a way it hadn't been before.
We're almost there.
No. No, he wasn't wearing his wedding ring.
Ooh. So she kind of like caught him, maybe?
That night. We talked, then I said goodbye. Then next week I was singing the bar again, and there he was. And again the next week, he offered to buy me a meal.
So he's having an affair
I told
with
him I had already eaten.
Eve.
And so we got chips and ate them on the beach instead.
Hannah
We
was
said
jealous.
goodbye. He asked me to kiss him. Romantic.
And when he gifted the mirror, when she was pretending to be Eve, that's when she knew. So that's the final puzzle piece. Was he was having an affair with herself. He was
After the
cheating on her
kiss.
with her.
The next time, he took me back to the house, to our parents' house, to their house. So, it was definitely him. I sometimes think he wanted to get caught to prove to himself that we were different people. He told me about his marriage, told me how his wife was completely different to me. I almost burst out laughing.
I think we're gonna say no. I don't understand. Sarah. So I'm recording this after the fact. I went through and got the rest of the clips down in the database. I went back and watched through everything, and what a neat experience this was. I haven't played an FMV game in a really long time, and even more of like a mystery game I haven't played in a long while, and this was really cool, just figuring out why Hannah slash Eve murdered Sarah's father. Like, that was, it's cool. It's tragic, but what a cool little like spin of a story that was. And doing everything through, an archive footage felt like you were still playing a game, but through FMV. So there's always that like a weird kind of like, what do you do with FMV? But this was really fun. I don't know what else to say besides it was a really interesting experience, and I definitely enjoyed my time with it. I'd love to see more things like this in the future. If there are some, please point me in the right direction, because I've been itching for an FMV game in a while and I haven't played much. So let me know if there's any FMV games I should check out. That could be a fun thing to do. And thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys with the next game here shortly, and I hope you enjoy.